hands don't rest. I got a secret song I have to confess. Everything I've known feels so strange. Soul sets on a new horizon. Spend late nights just fantasizing, and I lose myself in the light. Hey. I'm a stranger to myself. Wanna recognize anyone else. Save my soul. I said save my soul. Let the music roll. Hit it. Seasons pass, reflections change. I bury all that I have in a grave, but my six strings makes me feel at home. Well, light's too bright, and now I'm afraid I'm a slave to the song that paved my way. And again, everything I've known when I feel so strange. Let me tell you something now. I'm a stranger to myself. Wanna recognize anyone else. Come on now, save my soul. Yeah. Save my soul. Let the music roll. I'm a stranger to myself. Wanna recognize anyone else. Oh, save my soul. I said save my soul. Let the music roll. Come on now, save my soul. I said save my soul. Hit it. Hey.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. Let's see if I have the camera set up. It's a little low. Cheers. I hope you have your coffee. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Right now I've got it streaming to both Facebook and to Patreon. I think I've got it posted in the description. You can go to patreon.com/Kelsey Miles. Been doing this for years. This piano is too low. Yo, Rody. I'm gonna pull this up. Actually, it might work okay today. I hope you guys are having a great day. Let me see if I can. Here we go, Rody. Yeah. Perfect. Rody was my little guinea pig. Perfect. I hope you're having a great day so far. I am I'm very excited. So I'm very excited. I've got a show tonight that I'm inviting everyone to. It's very new, just kind of popped into my realm. I'm doing coaching with Kelsey. We've talked a little bit about it. I talked to the owners of the Anchor. They invited me to come and add something special to, maybe I don't say it like that. They wanted to invite me to help other people who are looking to expand their creative side, essentially. And it's really open to how you guys want to do it. So I have a couple people coming that have reached out to me. One, I'm like mentoring right now for performance. I don't really advertise it much that I do that. I really believe that once you learn something, it's important to share it. And I think when you share something that you learn, that's when you get tons out of it. So I wanted to let you know it's tonight, 6 to 9. You don't have to perform, but if you're interested in performing, like, come and check it out and hang out and talk with me and some other people. Like, let's get a community together doing this. So I've hosted jams and open mics, and this is going to be a little different than that. And the reason it's going to be a little different is because open mics and open jams tend to not quite have the feel of a performance. And I like this idea of that extra little bit of pressure, because I'm convinced that half the time we think, and this applies to anything, we're so afraid of doing something wrong and there is no consequence. We are so afraid of the consequence. We don't tell the truth. We bite our tongue. We really betray ourselves half the time because we're so afraid of the consequences. And oftentimes, we just need to go out and do the thing, and the consequences aren't usually there. I mean, this is what I did with piano. I just started playing in front of you guys and then messing up live. But we get to do it together and enjoy it. So that's what's happening tonight, and I wanted to pop on and let you know. I also just really wanted to thank everyone for the years of Coffee with Kelsey here live on Facebook, and I popped over to YouTube some, and every Thursday morning I've done this. And the reason I started doing it was because I was a chemist, and at that time I was working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know how I convinced them to only hire me for 3 days a week. Crazy. But I was still playing shows, and I just didn't want to give up all my time to chemistry at that time. And so Thursday morning would come, and that was my time when music would start. This is before roadie, wasn't it? I've been doing Coffee with Kelsey's before you. Holy cow, I've been doing Coffee with Kelsey's before you. Oh my gosh, I've been doing this for years. It never matters to me if there's 0 people watching, or 1 or 10 or 20, because I know there's some of you out there that when you have a bad week, you go back and you find it. So here's the thing. I've moved it to Patreon. It's $5 a month. It's $5 a month. I stream every Thursday morning for you. And at the $20 tier a month, you get the MP3 of the music that I'm playing. I'm behind in sending some things. I have several that I have to send you guys. Anyway, and MP3s of any music I create. So $5 a month, you can join me, Coffee with Kelsey. It supports the software that I have to use and the lighting and the equipment. And it's a small amount, but it all adds up, and it really helps. And then on top of that, I love this community because I can offer some things that I can't just freely like put out there, whether it's some access to free tickets to certain events and just little things we get together and we do. So, and exciting things that I try to share. So I hope you guys are having a great Thursday. I want this to be a reminder for you if you're watching this. I'm going to stop the Facebook live stream here, and then we'll be on Patreon. I just wanted to remind you that it's something that I'm still trying to remember. If there's something that you want to do, consider the reasons why you haven't done it, because oftentimes the reasons you haven't done something is because you are in your own way. And I think that it just behooves us to consider, why not? Just ask yourself, why not? And if you do that and you get a sense of like free and like, ooh, maybe that would be fine to try, and a lot of times these are things for ourselves that we don't do. And so if it's kind of a why not, then just go for it. If you're not going to hurt anybody else, then go for it. And those little things you do for yourself really have a ripple effect. And I really believe that small changes we all make affect everyone. I really do. If you have a little bit better day, you might interact a little differently with someone else. These are very, very small changes. Nothing has to be as radical as I think we all think it needs to be. So with that said, I'm going to stop the Facebook live stream. Ask yourself, why not, if there's something that makes you pause. I love you very much. I'm going to go and play some piano. For Patreon. And maybe you can pop on over. I love you guys. Maybe I'll see you tonight at the Anchor. It's going to be every Thursday. Coach Kelsey, where's my whistle? Anyway, I'm going to try to figure out how to live stream there. I don't know if it'll work, so I can't promise anything. But every Thursday, 6 to 9 at the Anchor, unless I'm playing somewhere else. Rhodey will be the host if I'm not playing, right? All right, let me see if I can end this one. Oh, I hope that video isn't choppy for you. My computer is so slow today. Oh, that's fun. Let me see. Oh, great. It's working. Cool. Awesome. All right. So it is working. Well, folks, it says that it's offline, but it looks online to me. So I'm not sure if it worked or did not work. I'm going to go ahead and record this. It is on YouTube, so I'm hoping, I see that the link is there. I hope you guys are having a great Thursday. I'm going to record some piano, and I realize that this piano is too low. I thought I could lower my seat, but it is too low. How low can you go? Not this low. Not this low. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see how good this bench is. Let's get a seat. It shouldn't be, the live stream shouldn't be on Facebook anymore, but we'll see. I may have messed that up. Oh, that might be too hot. Perfect. Not really. Now it's perfect. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. I don't know if you guys can see and hear it okay. Hopefully you can. Either way, it will be available for I am so bummed. I'm so bummed. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Okay. Oh my goodness. This message was crap. I'll never be able to redo that message the same way. Isn't that fun? The power of now. Okay. Wow. Darn it. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm going to paraphrase it because it's important. And crap. Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Okay. One of these days, I'm going to I'm going to make this larger. I'm going to be we're going to, I don't know. I'm going to be able to hire like a sound tech and not be, it won't be relying on me. Crap. You know what? I bet my live stream earlier didn't have any audio either. That's okay. Whatever. It's fine. Okay. What I was going to tell you, I'm going to really shorten it. This idea of climbing the wrong ladder. And the reason I bring it up is because oftentimes when we, I don't know if I'll be able to repeat it in the same way. I have been struggling a little bit with discerning whether or not I am doing some of the right things that are working for me, or if I am doing things for the wrong reasons, or because someone said I should, or because I was invited to do so, right? It's just really discerning what works for you and following that intuition. Well, what happens though is sometimes our intuition gets a little off. Actually, our intuition doesn't get off. It's our discernment of our intuition is off. So when we are, let's say, climbing it's fun because I'm trying to repeat what I've said, and I know that it's not coming out in the same flow like it did before, and I am gonna pause and have a little coffee. So if you have to, I don't know, I know it's 9:50, so if you have something else you need to do and you have to leave, I totally understand it, Tanya and Amy. And anyone who's listening, well, I'll probably trim this. So let me focus. I'm going to get the message across, I promise. Or a message. Right. So one of the things I'm struggling with, and I say struggle, not in like a big kind of struggle term, but this idea of discerning your intuition, discerning that voice, discerning your just like what feels right, what is right for you. And I think that is our number one thing. That is the most fun and the most annoying thing in life, is to discern this thing. Okay. Whatever decision it is. So for example, when I was becoming a chemist, right, and I was climbing that ladder, I loved the ladder. I loved organic chemistry. I loved the challenge. And at that time in my life, I needed those hoops. It made me feel successful. And that's what worked for me at that point in time in my life, you know, and I liked getting, patted on the head when I was a good grad student, and that just worked for me. But then when I got to the top of the building, I was like, this view and this building sucks. It sucks. And so one of the things that would have served me well, I think, is if I had paused a little more. And I did eventually, right? Because I became a full-time musician. But if I had paused a little more, perhaps, then maybe I wouldn't have climbed this building that wasn't for me. Now, it was totally part of my journey, and I don't regret any of it. What I just like to do, this is just how I am. I'm always considering what is the most effective way for me to live my life, because we get to choose, right? We get to make these choices. And so if that's the case, then how do I discern it even faster next time? Now, here's the thing. I think when you discern if something is or is not for you, it's not something that can happen on a, with one little like light switch, like boom, the light is on. Hallelujah. I know exactly what to do. No, what happens is it takes time. So you're climbing the ladder, right? in time, you're going to start to feel little blips of things that don't feel right. And I felt that all along. I really did. And it's only, we can't really see them. And there's a few reasons why. So as you are making decisions, it does take time to, hey, Rhodey, we're not playing in there. Thank you. And now she's laying down. She's like, I got yelled at. So when we are climbing this ladder, right, it behooves us to pause a little bit. So it takes time to discern if we're on the wrong building. Okay, dude, seriously? Oh my goodness. Hey, dude, that's mine. I already took that away from you. Okay, I love you very much. Get out. Come on. There you go. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hi. So it takes time to discern if what you are, I don't really like how I'm looking down on this angle. I want us to be eye to eye. So when we are trying to discern if like what we're doing is the right thing, and I'm talking bigger stuff, I'm talking, although it applies to smaller stuff too, even just like friendships. You could even apply this to a friendship, and you start putting effort into it, climbing the ladder, however you want to term this, putting effort into the box, right? Putting energy into the box of your job, your friendship, whatever that thing is. And then it just starts feeling over time, little letdowns, little like, this doesn't feel right. That's one way to start to tell. Another way to tell is you find yourself biting your tongue. You find yourself not speaking up, not saying what you'd like to say. In this way, I call it betraying yourself. When you're really authentic and really your full self, you never betray yourself. That is, you're able to be you, right? Now, I'm not saying it's the box that's the problem. It could just be because you need to vocalize, but I'm saying that's something that can happen over time. So it might start feeling a little letdowns over time. You might start feeling like you're betraying yourself, or you might start, over time you're just not speaking up. And these things signal to you something is not right. And this was happening when I was climbing the ladder to be a chemist. And so as that happened, I made it to the top of the building, and I was like, wow. And then I was like, I got a job, right? A full-time, I was working at a pharmaceutical company, and it was 3 days a week. It wasn't 5. They wanted me full-time, but I said no. Here's the point though, is I tried to work in industry. I tried these things. Again, didn't like the building. Chemistry I love that art, but not necessarily in that way it was packaged. So here's the thing. How do we do this? Well, it takes time to discern. And if it takes time to discern, then what happens and can happen and does happen is that we put so much energy into the box or have climbed the ladder. Now we're on the top of the building. And part of us go, well, but I've already spent this much time. I now am aware this isn't right for me. I've already invested a lot. I'm going to see if I can still make this work. Okay, totally fine. You start to make adjustments yourself. Right? You start to speak up a little more in meetings because that was an issue, right? Or whatever it is. Start changing. Now, this is the key. You've already spent time. You've already been aware. Then you start to change you. In the moments that you start to change you, it's really great, right? Because you start to speak up. You start to change. And when that, if and when that doesn't work, and you start again over time feeling that empty feeling misunderstood, feeling just kind of like, it's just like a little, when that happens, and it's very subtle. So if at this point in time you've changed yourself now and you start feeling that, you're like, all right, there's nothing else to change, right? So if it's at that point that you really have to step back, and I think then that's the key, is you step back. One of the most dangerous things that we can do is we can consider the amount of energy and time we spend in something, and then we say, because of that, I have to just keep going there. Now, I do think it's worthwhile to see if there's something you can change within yourself to make it more comfortable, because I think that there's there's no perfect box, there's no perfect job, there's no perfect relationship. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, overall, if it just really, there's just, the balance is just off, and you have too many of those, then you know that something needs to change, right? And if you change it and it still does that, right? So I think this is the interesting part to me, is that discerning what's right for you takes time, and then the time that it takes can sometimes make us latch on more because we've already invested time. And I think this is the most difficult, this is the reason getting out of your comfort zone is the most difficult thing you could possibly do. The most challenging thing you can do for yourself is to get out of your comfort zone, because you've already invested that amount of time into it. And the unknown is supposed to be scary, right? The saber-toothed tiger that's there, that could be there, that our brain is protecting us from. So I am like, this is my shtick, is like jumping out of my comfort zone. I like play and mess up. I do live streams and mess up, and bless your hearts for staying here. If you are here, I don't know if you're here anymore. I'm trying to just stay in flow. So when I jump out of my comfort zone, it's very comfortable. It's actually comfortable for me. That is like my thing. That's my thing. And I've really started to learn that about myself, is just kind of like starting something new. I love that. But I don't think that's for everyone. And I think that it's important for us to take time to see if our comfort zone is actually comfortable. And in what way is it comfortable? So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I am starting to find a few things in my life where I'm like, I don't know if I like that. And so as I start to think about that, I've judged myself a little bit for taking so long to discern what's going on. I mean, this is the most beautiful gift you can give to yourself, is to be able to discern what feels right to you, right? What really listening to your intuition. That's the most beautiful gift you can give yourself. Now, acting upon it, you have lots of choices, right, on how to adjust so that you're still listening to your intuition. But I think that's an important thing. So it takes time to discern, and in order to then know if that's right, step back, change a few things, keep stepping back. That's the most difficult thing to do, is when you're in the moment, when you're putting energy into the box, when you're climbing the ladder, is to step back and say, let me look at this. It's the most difficult thing when you're right there. So stepping back, I think, is the most challenging thing you can do, especially right in it. So this is part of why I wanted to say this, is because I'm going to go back and listen to this the next time that I'm having a difficult time discerning what to do. This is actually the video. I made it. I did it. I just realized, I stepped back. I realized I got into flow to explain, to talk. So future Kelsey, hey, you're going through something difficult, future Amy, future Tanya, future whoever's here, and it's important for you to step back and think about and separate the time you've put in with what actually feels right to you. And it's not a simple black and white thing. That's why it takes time to discern if a decision is right for you. And I think that's the most difficult thing, is then to honor ourselves in those decisions. That's all I have. I'm glad my mic went back to working. Thank you for letting me, thank you for notifying me so that I could do this, because I will never be in this exact emotional state ever again, right? It's fun to think about that. We get to live right in the now. Yeah. Oh, 100%. Oh, Tanya, Amy, oh my goodness, I love you guys. Oh, you are so welcome. Self-care. So it is not self-indulgence. Step back. Oh, yes. Hiya. Oh. Amy and Tanya, I love you guys. Absolutely. Oh, bingo. It did happen for a reason. It really did. You know, and I always think when something like this happens, I'm like, I could have walked outside and gone for my walk right after this and gotten hit by like a car. And it like, my microphone wasn't working, or it was on mute so that I could stay here. Like, you know, you ever, does anyone else do that? I do that kind of stuff all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I hit traffic so that I didn't get in a car accident. And I do that kind of stuff. It's just fun. It's fun to consider that these things happen. You know, it's fun. Life can be a lot more fun than we make it. And I say we because I do this too. Huge difference between challenging yourself to do something new and making yourself small for. Amy, that one hits so hard. That hits so hard. And honestly, it is the way that you worded it. It's so easy to see, but I've been there where it didn't feel that different. It didn't feel that different to me. I was making myself small, and I did that a lot. And I thought that's what was needed so that the building was right for me. And the building wasn't wrong, right? The chemistry building, wasn't wrong, but I made myself small. And I thought I was challenging myself. It's so funny to see the words you wrote and then to know and think about the energies of those two things. They're so similar. It's really hard to discern. And so the stepping back is helpful, but it's the consistency of going, and that's why we need friends to kind of help like bounce things off of a little too, because they tend to help us go, hey, the same things happened for the last 6 months. Like, let's talk about it, and having that support. Because sometimes we forget all the shitty things that happen. Ugh. Yes. Yes, Tanya. We got to get you in on the Tuesdays. Yeah. Amy's like, where are you not? Yeah. So I had to miss yesterday, and I hope that I get to be, maybe we do continue some of those. Because I think it's important, kind of weekly, even just weekly journaling a little bit. Hey, Rhodey, do you want to say goodbye? And hi? There's the camera right there. There she is. In all of her glory, right in front of the camera. Thank you so much for joining. I love you both. Sending you I feel the energy coming from you. And small changes, nothing big, right? Because everything takes time to discern. Give yourself the grace as you discern certain things. And remember that the past does not make your future, right? And all we have is right now. So just because it happened in the past doesn't necessarily mean it will in the future, although that's how we learn, through experiences. Meow, meow! I love you all. All right, I'm going to end the live stream. And I'm going to laugh because the Facebook one probably didn't have any vocals when I was talking. Whatever. Anyway, maybe I will see you guys tonight. I'll be at the Anchor from 6 to 9, the Anchor in Edgerton. It'll be a pretty chill evening, some talking. Coach Kelsey. I'm going to help some other musicians. Just do kind of a collective kind of evening, come together. All right? I love you guys. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh,